You still have a good view.
There you go.
How can I receive it?
This is your presser. Do you want to say?
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us today. My name is Sion Rhodes. I am Press Secretary and Director of Media Relations for Harris County Precinct 4 Commissioner Lesley Briones. We are excited to have you here to celebrate the 2024 Places for People Call for Projects. We will have the following speakers in this order: Commissioner Lesley Briones, Mayor John Whitmire, Councilmember Abby Kamen, Councilmember Tiffany Thomas, Metro Chair Elizabeth Gonzalez Brock, Beth White, Houston Parks Board President and CEO, Don Hubble with TERS's 1 and 12, followed by Commissioner Briones. Now, please help me welcome Commissioner Lesley Briones.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lesley Briones, and I'm energized to be here today. Today is a testament to the power of partnerships and how, when we unite, how much more progress we can deliver together. And I know we all fundamentally believe that we all deserve a safer, stronger, more resilient community. And that is what today is about. There's so many folks I want to thank, and we will hear from today. And so I will get to that in a moment. Here are the key takeaways. When we took office almost 2 years ago, we had our county funding, and we will always be on first for the unincorporated parts of Harris County. But when we were looking at Precinct 4 and saw that 60% of the people who live in our precinct live in the city of Houston and the 4 other cities, we need to make sure that from a good government principle, we are serving everybody and that taxpayers' resources are being used to serve them. So we launched a proactive call for partnership projects, and I want to thank my Harris County Precinct 4 team members. If you could just raise your hand. I have nothing but love and respect for you. It's an honor to learn from you every day. They helped design the competition, the scoring, all the metrics, very data driven. And we asked our cities, school districts, management districts, MUDs to submit ideas that we could do infrastructure projects together. And last year we were able to select 32 projects. And this year we are thrilled to announce the winners of the 2024 Places for People. We have selected 20 projects that total nearly $50 million. Together, leveraging our resources from Harris County Precinct 4 with the City of Houston, with the Houston Parks Board, with Metro, with the 14 partners from this year's round, we will get more done together. Of the nearly 50 million, I'm very proud to report that approximately 16 million will be 11 projects within the city of Houston. And I want to thank Mayor John Whitmire for his amazing partnership. We work extremely collaboratively together. And I want to thank my city council people, a couple of whom are here today. We have Councilmember Kamen and Councilmember Thomas, who we'll hear from. And I want to thank Councilmember Huffman and Mayor Pro Tem Peck. Pardon? Castix Tatum, yes, and Councilmember Peck as well as Councilmember Pollard, who are my various council members, and in their districts, these projects will become manifest. When we looked at all of the submissions, there were many factors that we scored them on, but the key one was public safety. Public safety is my top priority as a mom of 3 little girls, as a former public school teacher, and as a former judge that had many civil cases around injuries and accidents. Public safety should be of paramount importance, and I'm thrilled that this is one of the projects where we stand today, this Bissonnet and South Gessner intersection. We will be upgrading with the City of Houston these traffic signals that will enhance safety for all of us. And if you look across the street to the City of Houston, Fire Station 68, the brave men and women who are serving us, our firefighters, our paramedics, will be able to even more quickly respond to emergencies because of these safety upgrades. We're also working with Metro to enhance safety. We are doubling down on our partnership from last year on bus shelters, especially in the Gulfton and Sharpstown areas. These areas are approximately 17 degrees hotter than other parts of our beautiful region. This is unacceptable, and so we need to make sure we're protecting the health and safety by designing these bus shelters in a way that combats the heat island effect and enhances the safety and well-being from a health perspective as well as a safety lighting perspective. I also want to thank the Houston Parks Board. We have numerous partnership projects with them. They will be talking about a few of them, but I'm thrilled that from a safety perspective, together we will create safe crossings, Wirt Road to the White Oak Bayou area, as well as Cullen Park and beyond. When we unite, we get more done together. As a taxpayer, I want to make sure that my tax dollars are being used as efficiently, as effectively, and as transparently. So when we can join forces to do more for the people of Houston, to do more for the people of Harris County, this is deeply energizing. And I also want to thank the Mayor, Dusty Thiel, our Mayor of Katy. They are one of our key partners who were selected this year. He's not here today, but I want to thank the City of Katy. I cannot wait to see these projects become a reality, as well as many of the 2023 ones that we're working on together. And as long as the people of Harris County give me the opportunity to serve, we will be putting out this call each spring. So get those ideas ready for all of our cities, school districts, management districts, CHRSs, MUDs, etc. I will do a very brief version of this in Spanish. I appreciate the Spanish media being here. Buenos días, soy Lesley Briones, la comisionada del Condado Harris, Precinto 4. Quiero dar las gracias al alcalde de la ciudad de Houston, John Whitmire, al concejal de la ciudad de Houston, Abby Kamen and Tiffany Thomas, y a la presidenta de la Junta de Metro, Elizabeth Gonzalez Brock, y a la presidenta y CEO de Houston Parks Board, Beth White. Estamos aquí hoy para celebrar. Estamos celebrando la inversión de más de 48 millones de dólares en 20 proyectos a lo largo del Precinto 4. Estamos aquí celebrando nuestros 14 socios de la iniciativa Call for Projects 2024. Estoy muy feliz de 11 de estos proyectos. Casi 16 millones de dólares están en la ciudad de Houston. Incluso aquí, en esta calle, que vamos a mejorar la seguridad para nuestra comunidad, pero también para las personas que están sirviendo a esta estación de la ciudad de Houston, Fire Station 68. Todos nosotros merecemos un retorno de nuestros impuestos, en una manera que las ciudades están trabajando con el Condado Harris. Y esto es lo que estamos haciendo aquí hoy en día en el Precinto 4. Estamos mejorando la seguridad pública, estamos mejorando la conectividad, estamos mejorando señales de tráfico, incluso estos aquí. Y vamos a tener nuevas paradas de autobuses de metro que ayudan a la salud de la población. También vamos a mejorar y crear banquetas y senderos para caminar y andar en bicicleta en una manera segura. Todos con el objetivo de mejorar la seguridad pública en nuestra comunidad, y estamos aquí juntos porque la colaboración ayuda al progreso. Y juntos estamos construyendo una comunidad, una ciudad de Houston, un condado Harris más fuerte, más segura y más resiliente. Recuerde que estamos aquí para servirle cada año que la población me da la oportunidad de servir. Vamos a tener esta competición, Places for People, así que por favor, sus ideas. Esta primavera vamos a tener otro concurso, pero hoy estamos celebrando estos 20 proyectos con nuestros 14 socios, aproximadamente 48 millones de dólares. Y esto, juntos, vamos a mejorar la seguridad y la calidad de vida aquí en nuestra comunidad. Muchísimas gracias de estar aquí. Quiero dar las gracias especialmente a mi equipo de Harris County Precinct 4 del condado. Gracias por todo lo que hacen cada día. Y ahora voy a dar la palabra al alcalde John Whitmire. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being testament to the power of partnerships to deliver progress. We will next hear from our mayor of the city of Houston, Mayor John Whitmire.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Every time the Commissioner mentioned collaboration, I thought she was calling out my name. Because I've told folks recently, we're doing so well on collaboration. It's catching. Not only between Precinct 4 and the city of Houston, but Tom Ramsey, Adrian Garcia, our small cities. Fort Bend, people are reaching out to us, Commissioner, because of the model that we've created to show and demonstrate collaboration is the model to fixing Houston. You know, we could have had a model like this before, but elections matter. And from the moment that Commissioner Briones was elected, I noticed a change, even as a state senator. She was in Austin. She was bringing us together as legislators. So let me just say, this is a special day. We wouldn't be here without leadership, without public service from these fine public servants that are standing behind me. Councilmember Thomas Kamen and Councilman Willie Davis. We're all partners. We represent the same people, the same taxpayers. So it's amazing what you can get done. And I learned this years ago in the legislature. If you don't worry about who's going to get the credit. Look at this board. That's the way it's supposed to work. The Parks Board, thank you, Ms. White. Thank you, Don, with the TERS. And it's catching on across Houston. And it's just really getting started. And that's why it's exciting for me to be here today. This is why we ran for office, members. This is why we ran for office, to fix things, to bring people together, the diversity of this community, and demonstrate that we can come together, make a difference in their life, and show our young people how government works. People are hungry for leadership. Our neighbors from Gulfton to Meyerland going to deal with drainage issues. We're bringing all the agencies together. Thank you, Metro, for being here, the TERS, the parks. I could go on and on. But thank you, Commissioner Briones. We have a leader that is showing us how to lead. I'm excited. I'm going to leave here a better mayor than the one that got here because I see the possibility of fixing Houston in every community. There's other communities that need to be having press conferences like that. Tell them we're headed their way. Thank you. So I'm pleased to bring up Councilmember Kamen, who is a public servant, demonstrating how we can come together and get things done. Councilmember Kamen.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And Commissioner Briones, a big thank you to you and your team. And Commissioner hit on the key word about collaboration, but I would like to emphasize the key word of leadership that Commissioner Briones has been showing throughout Precinct 4 in her short but very impactful time thus far in office. In my first term, I actually funded a kinder study that focused on the dollars as taxpayers that City of Houston residents were paying to the county versus what was being invested back into the city. Commissioner Ellis was also very supportive of that, but Commissioner Briones has really taken charge investing in our communities for our taxpayer dollars, while at the same time, as you said, focusing on outside of the City of Houston as well, because that is very important. Precinct 4, this entire team that stands behind Commissioner Briones, thank you all for continuing to work with my office. There is nothing that happens without you all, including my office staff, but y'all are always tremendous partners, whether it's partnering to do storm debris pickup during this past summer with Hurricane Beryl, supporting families with Pride. The list goes on, but we're here to talk about benefits in the community that we're seeing with our dollars. And last year, I want to point out, was the announcement of the Buffalo Bayou Greenway Connector Project. And I know this is something that with the Parks Board is a huge opportunity that's going to create trails to connect parts of our neighborhoods that do not necessarily have access to Memorial Park. And then this year, I do not want to get ahead of the announcements, but there is a resident-driven project I do want to spotlight that's in District C, and that's the Renwick Trail Feasibility Study. And my office worked with a neighborhood group called Neighborhood to Southwest Trails, and we came to Precinct 4, and Precinct 4 with open arms said, how can we help? And this is that work in action, and it aims to address improved connectivity and safer access to trails and other neighborhood amenities along our bayous in a completely different part of District C. So, Commissioner, today I say thank you. I also say thank you to the residents who are working with both of our offices to see these projects through. And with that, it's my honor to introduce Councilmember Tiffany Thomas, who is another terrific partner fighting for her district, advocating for her district, and partnering with Precinct 4. Thank you again, Commissioner, for your leadership in all of this.
Good morning. Commissioner Briones talked about partnership. Mayor Whitmire talked about collaboration. My colleague, Councilmember Kamen, talked about leadership. I want to talk about the people that are going to benefit from the investments of these projects. Over 10 years ago, I served as a trustee for the Alief Independent School District, and I recall a community meeting where an HOA president, and I want to call their names, John and Barbara Groves of Catalina Square, talked about a CIP, talked about the flooding and the drainage in their community because they felt as they were left out. And I recalled that if I ever was in a position to advocate on their behalf, I would do so. And I'm grateful that I have a precinct, Harris County Precinct Commissioner, that was willing to be at the table, willing to be innovative, collaborate, lead, and partner so that people who may never know our names will benefit from the investment. It is true, government cannot do this alone. It is true that we have a group of people, residents, that are advocating, lobbying, sometimes force calling, coming to public sessions, sometimes throwing tomatoes at our head, demanding that we invest in our neighborhoods, and this is a right turn in that direction. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to the Precinct 4 staff that was willing to get this across the line. Thank you to the Houston Public Works staff that recommended this before council for approval. Thank you to my colleagues that adopted the recommendations to send to Harris County. I am excited, not what's just happening on the west side, the best side of Houston, but what's happening all through our Precinct 4 in the city of Houston and our region. Thank you. I now want to introduce our Metro Board Chair, Elizabeth Gonzalez-Brock.
Thank you, Council Member. So we've heard words like collaboration, partnership, leadership, the people. I also want to introduce the word ownership. We have to take ownership and responsibility for our community. And that is exactly what Metro is committed to doing. We are working closely with Commissioner Briones' office. We're also working closely with the mayor's office to make sure that we're taking ownership and responsibility of infrastructure that has been neglected for a very, very long time. In the Gulfton community, we're really proud of the work that we're doing through this program. We've added an additional 200 bus shelters, and we're looking at adding an additional 50 to 70 bus shelters in the Gulfton community. But we're also boots on the ground. I've worked with Mayor Whitmire and Commissioner Briones to visit and put eyes on infrastructure like the Gulfton area on High Star. I'm proud to announce that in mid-December, we're going to be opening that area back up for service. It had been closed. We did not have access to High Star, and 300 Baker Ripley and Legacy provide access to 300 pregnant women a day. And so we need to make sure that we're providing bus transportation to them as well. And so we're happy to announce that we'll be opening up that area. And it's because we're taking responsibility. When we see something, we're saying something, and we're going to do something about it. We're also taking responsibility for the infrastructure that is damaged. You know, our buses damage the streets, and when we do that, we need to repair them. And through our leadership and our partnership, we're doing exactly that. And we're going to make sure that we're responsible and we're taking care of the infrastructure that that has been neglected for quite some time. And also, we're going to improve infrastructure through revitalization programs such as these. So I'm really proud to be working with our elected officials. I'm proud to be working with Commissioner Briones. I'm so proud of your leadership, proud of Mayor Whitmire for putting me in this role so that way we can work together to make a difference. So thank you very much. With that, let me introduce our Parks Director, Beth White.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Beth White. I'm the President and CEO of Houston Parks Board. And I want to thank the Commissioner for inviting us here today, for giving us one of the Places for People awards. And I also want to talk a little bit about the power of planning and how the Commissioner really embraces how important that is, and also taking a holistic view at our region and not thinking about where the county or precinct district stops, because everything is connected. We are thrilled to be here. We're the not-for-profit that expands, improves, and protects parks and green space throughout the Houston region. And our vision is an interconnected network of parks, trails, and green space for a more resilient and equitable Houston. As you've heard about partnership, it really is critical to the work that we do. Public-private partnerships play a pivotal role, particularly in green space development in Houston. It brings together everyone's strengths and resources from both of these sectors to have an even more significant impact. These partnerships are essential as we address the growing demand for green space in our urban core, while ensuring that these spaces are responsive to the needs of Houston's diverse communities. And we do listen to the people in the communities and design things around what they want and what they need in their communities. Our strong collaboration with Precinct 4 exemplifies this powerful and transformative impact of public-private partnerships. I want to tell you about two of the projects that we're going to move forward with, but first, I just want to thank the Commissioner and the Mayor and Chairman Brock for this important work at this intersection. The fact that safety is the top priority for both the Commissioner and the Mayor, this is huge. And beyond this fire station is a beautiful park. And for people to get there safely, especially children, and having a way to reach that park, to walk down the sidewalk, to get to the bio greenways, that's what all this work is about, is finding those connections, getting people to these resources in a safe and equitable manner. On our side of things, with these two projects, first I want to tell you about Spring Branch Trail. This is going to be an 11-mile long Spring Branch Greenway within the Centerpoint transmission easement. Eventually, this will connect Addicks Reservoir on the west all the way to White Oak Bio Greenway. This east-west connection is going to be one of the best examples of a new type of recreation and transportation corridor that we hope to build across our county as a key part of our 5-year strategic plan. These active transportation corridors also provide really important recreational and green space opportunities for communities. And over the past few years, we've worked with our partners, including Spring Branch Management District, who is going to be paying for most of this and also doing a lot of the maintenance, which is a critical part of our partnership, and Harris County Toll Road Authority. We've designed and constructed parts of this trail. We already have 3 miles open, and early next year, the third phase of the Spring Branch Trail will be open to the public as well. So we're really excited about that. We're honored that Precinct 4 is also partnering with us to advance the design of the final segment of this Spring Branch Trail, going from its current terminus at Wirt Road east toward White Oak Bayou Greenway. Almost 3 miles of additional trail. This partnership will allow us to work with the communities near this future trail to determine the best alignment to connect it through all the way to White Oak, which is our busiest greenway. The second project will bring more connectivity to Cullen Park, which is a wonderful resource in the city of Houston. But what we're trying to do is provide a safe connection for pedestrians and cyclists between the trails that are north of I-10 and the trails that are south of I-10. So this is a bit of a challenge, but we're going to work together and figure out how to make that really critical connection. We truly appreciate our partnership with Precinct 4. Commissioner Briones, we just value you so much for the way you look at the world and partner with everyone. And we also appreciate Mayor Whitmire, whose commitment to safe off-street trails really keeps us moving forward and working on our neighborhood parks so everyone has a quality park within walking distance one day. And I'd also like to thank the staff of Precinct 4. You guys are amazing, always looking to find connections between big initiatives and small initiatives that make all the difference to the people who live here. So thank you again, Commissioner, and thank you everyone for your partnership. And speaking of partnership, I'm supposed to introduce Don Hummel, who has been an amazing partner to the Parks Board over the years with the work that he does at the TERSs, and also challenging us a bit to look at those really hard spaces and figuring out how to overcome obstacles. So please give a round of applause for Don Hummel.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Beth. So my name is Don Hummel. I'm with the TERS, and on behalf of TERS 1 Chairman Frank Donnelly III and TERS 12 Madam Chair Lenora Sorolla Pullman, we would like to sincerely thank Mayor Whitmire, Commissioner Briones, Councilmember Kamen, Councilmember Thomas, and Councilmember Davis for their support and leadership in the TERS. Without them, we would not be able to do what we do on a daily basis. And we would also like to thank the Harris County Precinct 4 staff. Luis, Dan, you guys are fantastic. Without you, we wouldn't be able to get anything accomplished either. So the Places for People program is hugely successful. It is doing so much good work, and our boards are so excited and grateful and delighted to be recipients of these grants. These grants enable our projects to move ahead sooner than they normally would in their life cycle. And they also, like the mayor was saying, they help us collaborate and leverage other public funds with the TERS and sometimes the city. So we just want to say we're very excited and very happy and looking forward to implementing these projects that are going to provide additional public safety, flood mitigation, and improved mobility in our city. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to turn it over for final remarks to Commissioner Briones. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Don. I'm a little shorter than him, so thank you, Don, for being here. We appreciate your leadership. And Councilmember Davis, thank you for joining us as well. And I see one of our Metro board members, Holly Maria Flynn Villaseca. Thank you for being here as well, Holly. So I am grateful for all of these partners, all of these leaders, and I'm grateful for the community who has come together to voice their concerns, their ideas, their bold visions for what their community deserves. And I believe we can all agree that we all want the government to work. And today is testament when you harness the power of government, especially across levels of government, city, county, when you partner with the nonprofit community and other governmental entities, we can get so much done. And so I challenge ourselves and I challenge you to challenge others that if we focus on points of unity, if we focus on what we can agree on, what we can accomplish, and we stay laser focused on delivering progress Perfection is hard, but progress is attainable. And today, through these 20 projects, last year through the 32, that shows what can work when we can unite and work together to deliver progress. So I think about when I was a teacher, my students who had to put their life in jeopardy as they tried to cross intersections. And I think of our kids who will be safer. I think of the neighborhood drainage projects that will make neighborhoods safer. I think of undercrossings that will allow people to get home more safely. Our first responders to respond when your family might be in crisis. Infrastructure is quality of life. Infrastructure is safety. Infrastructure is connection. And I know, especially around the holidays, connection is something top of mind. So let us keep connecting. Let us keep delivering progress together. And we're just so thankful. We'll take any questions that the audience or the media may have. And I also, lastly, again, want to thank my team who have spent countless hours. I thank all of you. And in particular, I want to thank Dr. Ray Guerra, our Chief of Infrastructure, Luis Fajardo, our Director of Planning, Dan Demetrician, Maria Soledad, and so many of you. I mean, thank you. Any questions? Well, with that, we invite you to look at the full list of projects, and we invite you to our last town hall of 2024 later this week. So please check out Harris County Precinct 4, and we look forward to making Houston and all of Harris County as best as it can be.